I believe that we all need hope in this life, but hope without action is just wishful thinking. So what habits or actions do you both engage in to reach that potential, your fullest potential?
Glenn, do you mind if I go first?
Go for it, Jenny.
Is that okay? I feel like I talked a lot in the last segment and I feel guilty, but I was reading an article recently about hope, and they noted that while hope is an emotion that we all perform individually, they also recommended that when people do it as a collaborative practice, it's a good way, it's a good strategy to hope together.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me. They said to get the most out of hope, it's best to do it with others, such as trusted friends, family members, or colleagues. And Glenn and I, in our work together, and we met through his interest in collective efficacy as well, and as a school leader, we really are trying as thought partners in the last couple of years, we're really trying to understand these group level emotions like hope and identify things that can stifle or strengthen efficacy. You call it actions or habits, and we call them micro moves. And we're trying to really get to identify some of the things that groups and teams can engage in to succeed collectively.
Okay.
Sorry, Glenn, I cut you off, so I want you to jump
No,
in.
that was great, Jenny. I think you did a really great job, and I think, Brandy, you're totally right. Without action, hope is just wishful thinking, and we've found that in the schools and the teams that we've worked with, unless there's a clear plan with a focus on quality implementation, and Jenny knows about that also because that's the title of one of her other books, which I've read. Hope can just be wishful thinking. So the work that we've done through building that sense of collective belief is describing a number of micro moves that potentially could become habits over time, habits of your leadership that you're able to implement to improve the levels of belief in your context.
Yeah. So with these micro moves, I've got to ask, what are some examples that you would share to optimize potential?
One of my favorites, and this really comes from, it's that Chris Voss piece, Glenn, that I'm going to share. He's a hostage negotiator. And what he talks about is the power of labeling emotions. He said that if you label a negative emotion, it diminishes it. But if you label a positive emotion, it will amplify it. And that's what he's learned in his work around hostage negotiation. And so labeling positive emotions, we know that emotions are contagious. And if we want to create that culture of positivity in schools, then let's try to amplify those positive emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.